Let's speak about why it makes sense for you to tape your mouth at night. You don't have to do it, but there's always the option to do it, right? So, most people, when they wake up, they feel a bit exhausted and they feel like they didn't have enough sleep, independent of how long they had been sleeping. And I don't want to say that breathing is everything, even though you do it at every second of your lifetime. It also depends on your emotional and mental stress, how well you are sleeping in the place that you live. It also depends upon what you have been eating lately, how well you feel like you can digest the food. I used to live in a place where there was a lot of stress at night because it was a party street. So no matter how many exercises I would do, my unconscious would always know that there was going to be people shouting at me in between 12 midnight and 5 a.m. So it's not that your breathing can cure all the circumstances. And for example, if you're having issues with your partner, or you have issues with your boss, or you don't feel really good in the studio where you're currently training, these things are going to impact your sleeping more than taping your mouth at night. Nevertheless, taping your mouth at night helps with some things that I'm going to speak about in a second. If you wake up with a dry mouth, that means that you have been sleeping with an open mouth. If you feel like your throat is dry when you wake up, doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, doesn't matter how much practice you do, your jaw is most likely to be open and relaxed, or cringing and being super tensed. And as a counterpoint to that, probably going to open at some point. So you can be as conscious as you want. There might be a huge tendency to open your mouth at night. Since we have these 6 to 8 hours for recovery, if in these 6 to 8 hours you don't recover, it might not be ideal. Now, it makes no sense to me to stress about a night that is not great for recovery if you can't fix that for whatever reason. That's just how it is, and your brain and your body are intelligent enough to deal with it. But if you want and you have something that you can do in order to enhance the probability for you to be recovering, why not doing it, right? There are different tapes. You can have tapes that cover your mouth completely. You can have a stripe that only covers your mouth like this, so that you can maintain it slightly open if you want to speak to someone. You have a sip of water, or if you are coughing because you're sick, but you want to recover better throughout your virus or bacteria, it makes sense to have a stripe that goes like that. Another thing is that if you mouth breathe at night, your nostrils are most likely to get blocked. And that's going to make you mouth breathe once you wake up because your nostrils are blocked. So if you want to prevent a blocked nose throughout your day, to also be able to breathe better while you do sports, it makes sense to tape your mouth at night. I know that it's a fashion and people on social media are using that, and you can think that it makes absolutely no sense. But from a scientific perspective, this is what it does to the body. First, it increases better oxygen uptake by increasing the CO2 levels in the body. Nasal breathing helps maintain the CO2 levels on an optimal level, which actually supports the release of oxygen from hemoglobin to the tissues, muscles, brain. That is called the Bohr effect. It improves your sleep quality, which is the second good thing. It can reduce snoring and symptoms of sleep apnea, leading to more recovery and deeper sleep. Then specifically relevant for athletes, it enhances your recovery. Nasal breathing improves your heart rate variability and also increases your parasympathetic tone, which is the rest and digest function in the body. So when you nasal breathe, you're going to be helping your body to move into the resting periods internally, and your body to help you to rest, whilst you're counterbalancing your activation throughout the day from your sport. The nose filters, humidifies, and warms up the air, which is very important because it protects the airways and reduces irritation, which then is our fourth point. The maturation of your airways and nostrils is pretty important for what happens in the rest of the body once the air comes down. So you don't want to force yourself to do anything because life is difficult enough, but it's a gentle reminder what you can do when increasing your nasal breathing efficiency. If you do that at night, you're more likely to do that throughout your day as well. And so it's a way to practice nasal breathing whilst being unconscious about it, which then is more likely to lead you to help you to be nasal breathing throughout your day. I must say, whilst I do it, I don't necessarily feel an effect, but when I don't do it, I can notice that my body feels different, that I wake up more stressed. And it doesn't matter how I feel about it, because I don't want to convince you from anything and about anything. I'm just telling you the effect of mouth breathing and how you're going to wake up, most definitely. And also because we are going to be alive for a longer period of time. I want you to have in mind that all the things that we do today, tomorrow, and that we did yesterday are going to be an imprint for the patterns of the things that we are going to do in the future. And how many people do snore? A lot. How many people say that they can't sleep well? A lot. And your sleeping can only be as good as you are positioning yourself throughout the day, internally, externally, and a lot of circumstances play a role in it. But this is something, as I said, that you can control, as in help to improve by just putting one thing on top. If this creates anxiety, you can also choose to tape your mouth while watching a movie, while reading a book, just to get used to it. You're going to push the tape or strap the tape away anyways if you don't feel comfortable about it. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask them. And if you have a tendency to have problems with your sleep and you feel like you can't understand why, you can always contact me and we can talk through it. We can just have a discovery call on why that could be the case, because I like to look at sleep from a less conventional perspective. And maybe I can give you some impulses of your energy exchange with the things that you think, with the people that you're surrounded by. And yeah, sleep is going to be something that you're going to do every day. So I'm happy to talk it through with you if you need any help. People always ask, but which one should I take? I like the ones from Kinesiotape to cut it off and then put it on my mouth. But if you put it in the internet and ask for Oxygen Advantage mouth tape, you will also get stripes there that you can buy. And again, if not, you just message me and I'll send you a link to different tapes.